Lost Ruins of Arnak is a worker placement, resource management, and deck building game released in 2020 and designed by Elwin and Min, with art by Odrej Hrdina, Jiri Kus, Philippe Mermak, Jacob Politzer, František Sedlisek, and Milan Vavron. The goal is to have the greatest adventure, measured in victory points, at the end of 5 rounds. These points are obtained from cards in your deck, guardians defeated, idols and temple tiles obtained, and your position on the research track. To set up, place the board in the middle of the table. Place the resources of coins, compasses, tablets, arrowheads, and jewels within reach of all players. Shuffle the level 1 and 2 sites and the guardian tiles and place them next to the board. Randomly place idol tokens on the marked locations on the board, with level 1 site tokens, bonus side up, and level 2 site tokens having 1 up and 1 down each. Randomly place the research bonus tiles on the marked spaces on the research track, bonus side up. Place 1 additional tile per player in a face down stack at the temple. Place temple tile stacks based upon the number of players at the temple. Shuffle the artifact and item decks separately and place them face down at the top of the board. Deal 1 artifact card and 5 item cards to the card row from left to right, with the moon staff round marker dividing the 2 card types and marking round 1. Place the fear cards face up at the top of the board. Each player chooses an available color and takes the player board, archaeologists, and starting cards for that color. They also draw 2 fear cards, shuffle their 6 card deck, and place it face down on their player board. They place their research tokens at the start of the research track. Each player receives minor starting resources based on player order. First player is whoever most recently traveled someplace new, or do it randomly. In Lost Ruins of Arnak, players are leaders of a daring research team exploring the mysteries of the uncharted island of Arnak, a dangerous yet rewarding land filled with ancient knowledge, hidden secrets, and of course treasures untold. The game is played over 5 rounds, during which players will take a variable number of turns playing cards from their hand, placing their archaeologist at sites, defeating guardians, obtaining mystical artifacts, purchasing helpful items, and advancing along the research track towards the Lost Temple. At the start of each round, all players draw 5 cards from their deck, and then take turns in clockwise order, during which you may do exactly one of the above noted main actions, as well as any number of free actions identified with a lightning bolt symbol. Playing cards or placing archaeologists is done to obtain resources, which are themselves used to purchase more cards for a player's deck, which are often used in a later round. The resources are also the main conduit to advancing each player's research tokens up the research track, where many of the points and rewards are obtained, such as assistant and temple tiles. While cards are often played for their main action, they also serve the function of providing the movement needed by the archaeologists to explore the island, including cars, boats, and planes. Even the fear cards provide the basic boots to place your workers on the beach. Finally, various resources are needed to defeat guardians. If a player is unable or unwilling to perform a main action on their turn, they must pass instead, and they are done acting for the round. Once all players have passed in a round, the round ends and all archaeologists are returned to their player boards, with each player taking a fear card if there was a guardian at their site. Each player's played cards are shuffled together and put at the bottom of their deck, and the first player marker moves to the left. Then the cards flanking the moonstaff are discarded, and it is moved to the next round, with more artifacts drawn to fill in the empty spaces. If this was the 5th round, the game ends immediately, and all players count total points as noted above, with the winner having the most points. Various tiebreakers can be used if necessary. I have rarely played a game that is more instantly and recognizably thematic than Lost Ruins of Arnak. The deck you build isn't just a source for points, it's also a shopping list for what you'll need to excel in your journey. The items are purchased with gold and artifacts with compasses, reflecting the funding and exploration starter cards respectively, and the cards alternatively working as movement for the archaeologists leads to a crunchy decision space of what is worth more, the reward on the card or whatever lies behind door number 2. Even the end of round step of discarding from the card row leads to less items on offer each round, while artifacts take their former spots, as if the longer you're out in the wild, the more you have to rely on just the ancient tools before you. I've played it solo, competitively, and cooperatively, and if anyone asks to try it, you know I won't pass up the chance to play it because I'm always game.